Today you will learn everything you need to know about guitar notes. By the end of this video, you'll be able to identify any note anywhere on the fretboard, whether it's a B flat on the low E string or an F sharp on the high E. My name's Joan. I was trained as a classical guitarist in Spain, and today I'm going to break down 10 simple steps that will help you memorize the notes on your guitar. Let's go! Step 1. Let's start with the basics. You need to know how the guitar strings are numbered. This might surprise you, but the guitar strings are numbered in reverse from what most people expect. The thickest string at the top, that's string number 6. The thinnest string at the bottom, that's string number 1. I know it feels strange, but trust me, a lot of beginners get confused with this at first. So, keeping this in mind, we have string number 1, number 2, string number 3, string number 4, string number 5, and string number 6. Got it? Cool! Keep this in mind as we move on. Step 2. Now, let's talk about open strings. These are strings you play without pressing down on any fret, just as we did before. Pay attention, playing an open string is also known as playing fret number 0, okay? That's important. So, what are the open string notes? Let's see it. On the string number 6, we have an E, string number 5, A, string number 4, D, string number 3, G, string number 2, B, and string number 1, E again. Great! Now, repeat after me. E, A, D, G, B, E. Now, backwards. E, B, G, D, A, E. Make sure you memorize this like your phone number, because we're gonna be working with this a lot. Okay, step 3. The number 12 is the magic number. Here's the trick. The notes on the fret number 12 are the same as the notes on the open strings, just one octave higher. Let's see it. If the open string number 6 is an E, the fret number 12 on the same string is also an E. It just sounds one octave higher. So E, E. Cool, huh? Same goes for every other string. So string number 5, A, A. String number 4, D, D. String number 3, G, G. String number 2, B, B. String number 1, E, E. This gives you two clear reference points, the open string and fret number 12. Pretty handy, right? Step 4. The C major scale. This is where we step it up a little bit. You've probably heard this before. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and back to C, right? This is the C major scale in ascending order. Between each of these notes, you'll find whole steps, that's 2 frets apart, or half steps, that's 1 fret apart. Here's the rule. From E to F and from B to C, we have to move one fret to the right on the fretboard. For everything else, we have to move 2 frets to the right on the fretboard. Simple, right? Great. Let's practice. Let's practice with the open string number 6. Remember, that's an E, and it's also fret number 0. Now, to reach an F, we have to move up 1 fret to the right. So 0 plus 1 is fret number 1. And here we have the F note. Now, we move 2 frets for G, 1 and 2. Another 2 for A, 1 and 2. 2 more for B, 1 and 2. And remember, from B to C is only 1 fret. Got it? And you can keep going up the fretboard following this pattern. Let's try another example using the open string number 4. That's a D. If we follow the scale, we have to move 2 frets to the right to reach an E. 1 and 2. Now, to reach an F, we have to move only 1 fret to the right. If we move 2 more frets, we have a G. 1, 2. And so on. Okay? Now, maybe you're wondering, what happens beyond fret number 12? Well, nothing special. Let's see. String number 4, fret 12. As you already know, that's also a D. So, if we move 2 frets to the right, we have an E. 1, 2. 1 more fret to the right, we have an F. See? Nothing different. It's the same. Okay, now it's your turn. Pick a string and try it yourself. Follow the C major scale in ascending order. Just remember the rule. 2 frets to the right for most notes except between E, F and B, C. There you have to move only 1 fret to the right. Pause the video, try it, and let me know in the comments below if you have any problem with this. Okay, now let's go to step number 5. Now you have to be able to do the same but in descending order. First, how's the C major scale in descending order? Let's recite it together. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Great! Now the same rules apply, but this time we're moving to the left on the fretboard. So from C to B and from F to E, we have to move 1 fret to the left. For the other note, 2 frets to the left. Okay, let's see it on the guitar. Let's start on string number 5, fret number 12. Do you remember what's this note? It's an A, the same as the open string. A, A. Now, moving down the scale, we have to reach a G, and that's 2 frets to the left, 1 and 2. G. 2 more for F, 1, 2. And now, be careful, from F to E, we have to move only 1 fret to the left. And so on. Last example, let's start on string number 2, fret number 12. That's a B. If we follow the scale in descending order, we have to reach an A. So we move 2 frets to the left, 1 and 2. 2 more frets to G, 1 and 2. 2 more to F, 1, 2. And now, be careful, from F to E, we move only 1 to the left. Then, if we want to reach a D, we move 2 to the left, 1 and 2. And so on. Got it? Practice this on different strings and remember to pause the video and try it yourself. Let's move on to step number 6. You didn't think we'd skip sharps and flats, did ya? Let's dive into the chromatic scale where every note is just one fret apart. So, starting from C and moving up, we have C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and back to C. Okay, let's see an example with the guitar. Let's try this on open string number 6. That's an E. Remember, it's also fret number 0. Now, if we move one fret to the right, that's fret 1. And this is an F. Then we have F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, and so on. Now, let's try it with open string number 2. That's a B. One fret up, that's a C. Then C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, and so on. Great! Now, go ahead, pause the video, and try the chromatic scale on any string you like. Let me know in the comments below if you run into any issues. Let's move on to step number 7. Now that we've learned how to move up the fretboard, let's reverse it. When descending, we think in flat notes, not sharp notes. So, starting from C, the chromatic scale in descending order, it's like this. C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, D, D flat, C. Cool! Let's see some examples with the guitar. Let's start on the 3rd string, fret number 12. That's a G. Now, moving left, we get G flat, F, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, and so on. Last example. Let's try string number 5, fret number 7. This note is an E, and if you don't believe me, just count. Fret number 12, that's an A flat, G, G flat, F, and E. Okay, so we have an E, and if we keep moving to the left, we get E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, and now fret number 1 minus 1 fret to the left is fret number 0, and that's the open A string. This is a great way to explore the fretboard, so practice this a few times on your own. At this point, maybe you've noticed something strange. If we move up from C to D, we have C sharp, and if we move down from D to C, we have D flat. So, isn't that the same note? What's the difference between C sharp and D flat? Okay, to clarify this, let's move on to step number 8. Understanding enharmonic equivalence. Let's take a deep breath and pay attention. If we move up on the chromatic scale, we tend to think in sharp notes. But if we move down, we tend to think in flat note. But what happens if... let's see it. What happens if I ask you without any context, what's the name of this note? Well, you could start counting from the open E string in ascending order. E, F, G, A sharp. Or, as you know, you could start counting in descending order from fret number 12. E, D, C, B, B flat. Oh wow! So we have the same note, but with two different names. How's that possible? So again, if I ask you without any context, what's the name of this note? What do we say? A sharp or B flat? Let's see it. As you've just seen, in music we can have one note with two different names, like A sharp and B flat, or C sharp and D flat, and so on. That's called enharmonic equivalence. If we're moving in an ascending context, that's to the right on the fretboard, we would tend to call it, for example, A sharp. And if we're moving to the left on the fretboard, we will tend to call it B flat. And if we don't have any context, like, what's the name of this note? We should say both options. So this note is A sharp or B flat. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. What the hell? Why does this even exist? It's nonsense. Two names for the same note? Well, trust me, please. You absolutely need to know this. And it will make sense if you plan in the future to study more complex music theory. For now, just know they're the same note and you can call them either one depending on the context. In this moment, you don't need to understand more about it. But now, you must learn the chromatic scale taking in consideration the enharmonic equivalences. So pay attention. It's like this. C, C sharp or D flat, D, D sharp or E flat, E, F, F sharp or G flat, G, G sharp or A flat, A sharp or B flat, B, and back to C. Got it? Cool. Now, believe it or not, that's everything you need to know to master the notes on the guitar. For step number 9, let's practice with some more exercises. I'm going to play a note without any context and I want you to tell me what it is. Ready? Let's go. First note is string number 5, fret number 4. Pause the video and think what's the name of this note. Okay, now I'm going to tell you the answer. Since this note is to the left on the fretboard, we use our 5th open string as a reference. That's an A. Now we follow the major ascending scale. Next note is a B, so we have to move 2 frets to the right, 1 and 2. Next note is a C, 1 fret to the right. Now, since we're looking for fret number 4, we have to take into account the chromatic scale. So C, 1 fret to the right, is C sharp. But since I didn't give you any context, you should say C sharp or D flat. Okay, next exercise. Please play the note B flat on string number 2. Pause the video and try it. Okay, now I give you the answer. Look, if we take our 2nd open string as a reference, that's a B on fret number 0. So, to reach a B flat, we should move 1 fret to the left. But we don't have a fret -1, right? So we can't do it that way. we have to go to our other reference point, which is fret number 12. That's also a B, and now we can move one fret to the left. So, this is a B flat. Okay, last exercise. What's this note? String number 3, fret number 9. Pause the video and think. Okay, so since we are pretty to the right on the fretboard, it's more useful to take fret number 12 as our reference point. That's because we need to count less notes from here to here than from the open string up to here. So string number 3, fret 12 is a G. Now we just have to follow our C major scale in descending order. So to reach an F, we need to move 2 frets to the left, 1 and 2. And now, if we move 1 more fret to the left, we have an E. There we go. That's string number 3, fret number 9, E. At this point, you should be getting comfortable finding notes on your guitar. If you ever get stuck, think of your open strings and fret number 12 as your reference point. You can work up or down from there. Also, use the C major and or the chromatic scale to reference other notes. Also, take into account the enharmonic equivalences. And finally, here's your bonus step number 10. Ask me anything in the comments below. I'm here to help you out. Did you have any problem or doubt finding your notes? If so, let me know and I try to help you. Thanks for sticking around to the end. If you found this lesson helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who's just getting started on guitar. Let's help them rock it too. Bye!